Hey folks, this is Gray here, and today we're going to be looking at the end of the month Prepper Pantry haul. So folks, it's after the holidays. Usually you get right after Thanksgiving, you get all these different sales because they're trying to push out a bunch of different things. You'll see buy one, get ones, and dollar off here, dollar off there, sometimes even the 50% off things. So I decided to go and check out some of my local grocers. And then this here, I got to talk about this, folks, because you, my viewers, suggested this, and I'm absolutely happy about this here. So anyways, it's not huge, and I do have some prices for certain things. While we were in the store, I looked at that, and when I went into the Dollar Tree just to kind of check around stuff looking for this, I saw some prices. So when I was going to the other store, which I think was Winn-Dixie, which is just like any other grocery store. Some of you folks down south may have heard of them. Supposedly they were bought out by Aldi's, but this Winn-Dixie still has all the Winn-Dixie markings and stuff like that. So that's where we're at with that one. Anyways, folks, in my Prepper Pantry hauls, I like to kind of explain what I got, why I got it, and also look at some of the either long-term or short-term values of the food that I got, and either if I got it for just myself, or if I got it for the family, if I got it for the long-term food storage, if I got it for the short-term, and just talk a little bit about what I got here outside of just showing you what I got and, making a 5-minute video and like, look at me, look at all the stuff I got. No, I like to go a little bit greater detail. It seems like a lot of the folks that watch me when I do these Prepper Pantry hauls really seem to enjoy the format that I'm using. Plus, I really enjoy reading your guys' comments. And if it wasn't for your comments, I would have never, ever known about this. Again, I'm just so happy to have found it. And when I did find it, I bought them all. But anyways, folks, and I'm going to keep an eye out for this because this is awesome. And we'll get into this here in a second. But folks, it's wintertime, folks. A lot of you folks have already dealt with some nasty, severe winter storms. I just read it in an article the other day. Some people died just recently because the amount of snow, the blizzard that they got somewhere up north. I can't recall correctly. If I happen to think about it, I'll throw up something on the screen. If I don't, my apologies. But it's looking like it's going to be a nasty winter, especially from Wisconsin over to like New York, Michigan, Ohio, the northeastern kind of states, as well as some of the other mountainous states. And, here's the thing, folks, is when you have enough food put away in your Prepper Pantry for at least a year, right? Minimum, let's say 3 months, regardless. If you only have enough and you just started, you only got a few months of food, hey, that is better than nothing. And then if you got a year's worth, boom, you are doing pretty dang well. But just imagine if you were to get snowed into a situation where you cannot leave your house, the roads are done, the power is out, whatever the situation that has happened to arise in the area that you are in, and you need to survive on the things in your home. So being prepared is huge. And one of the key components of being prepared is having enough food for you and your family. This is why I do this. This is why I share this information in regards to the foods I get and why I do what I do, hoping that I'll reach out there to one of my viewers and they're like, you know what, this is a good idea. Maybe I should get a couple extra cans of food and put it away somewhere, just because you just never know. This is not for the end of the world. This is not for doomsday. This is not for the nuclear apocalypse, but it will get you a foothold in the right direction, right? But this is just for the security and the safety of your family. Adding additional food preps to outside of your small or medium-sized pantry, having a backup supply of food, even our own, and I hate to say it, but even our own government will tell you that you should have some sort of food supply. Now, a lot of folks on YouTube like myself, we try to say go beyond that. Again, I always like to bring up the situation that everybody just went through in 2020 through 2021. Some people in certain states weren't even allowed to leave their house for almost a year unless it was just very convoluted with what you could and could not do. The supply chain was restricted. There was just so many random issues that were happening that were affecting a lot of people. And luckily, some folks did say, hey, maybe these prepper folks, they got something right. You know what I mean? They got right the crazy far right wing, conspiratorial doomsday people that we've been proposed to be, right? We're just normal folks like everyone else out there, and all we care is about is the safety of our friends and our family, and folks like yourself out there, folks. So, all right, I've rambled on long enough as usual. I'm pretty sure I'll get someone in the comments to say, Gray, you talk too much. Get to the point. Finally! Well, the point is get prepared. and be prepared. Not for the end of the world. They get that wrong. It's just being prepared in general, folks. Being prepared for anything that may happen in your neck of the woods, from tornadoes to hurricanes to blizzards to ice storms to natural disasters of any type of format, or even financial distress, and then of course it expands from there. All right, folks, so let's kind of pan around a little bit and kind of get an idea of what we got going on here in this haul. And let's dive into why I got what I got. And let's look at some of the foods that we chose to get in this haul. This haul, I will put up the number at the end of the video of what I spent, and also go over some of the pricing of some of the stuff, because as we were kind of shopping, I was kind of, showing you the prices of some of the stuff that I was paying for and why, and comparing some of them to that. Now, that being said, I got to show this clip real quick because my friend Rudy, the Alaska Prepper, loves avocados, folks. And look at this deal on avocados. Man, you cannot beat a deal like that on avocados. I wish my friend Rudy was down here vacationing so that he can just take a bunch of these avocados out there and stock them in his prepper pantry, right? Anyways, folks, I just had to throw that in there in case Rudy happens to catch this video. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start from right to left and go over the foods that we got. All right, so, and again, folks, this is what I stock and this is what I prep. Hopefully, you guys can take a little bit of a key point to like, oh, that sounds good. Let me try that out. So if you notice, when I buy something, let's use this asparagus here for a second, right? So I got some asparagus. I do have asparagus in the jars, which is okay, but the asparagus here in the can was on a deal. You know what I mean? It's the pull top. Not a big fan, but it is what it is, right? And like I said, I'm one of those folks that love to look at expiration dates. 11/2/2026, folks. That's almost, we're going to be going into 2024. So 2 years minimum for Best Buy. This is just the Best Buy date. Remember, canned goods last a lot longer. And asparagus is, unless you've been growing asparagus for quite some time and getting an asparagus bed set up, asparagus is a lot more complex and very expensive to buy at the store. But when they have a sale on canned good asparagus, I will do this. We can do so much with this, you know what I mean? And little meals and stuff. So I grabbed some of those. I've gotten the canned ones, not the canned ones, but the jarred ones, and I want to try those. So we bought 4 of those cans there. I'm going to move those up as we kind of talk about them. And then, of course, since Thanksgiving's over, folks, they had the cranberry on sale. And this is jellied cranberry. I personally love cranberry. It's a little sweet for some folks. But all in all, I mean, this is not a bad deal. I'm trying to see if I can get that expiration date on there for you. 12/15/2024. Again, we have a year on that. And again, like I said, don't always pay attention to the Best Buy dates. They actually last quite some time. If you look into the FDA, a lot of canned goods will last indefinitely. Anyways, so I came across this. Even the lady at the checkout said she's never even seen this in her store. So I decided, I mean, canned mackerel. I love mackerel. And of course, omega-3s, all that fun stuff in there. If you look at the back, I look to see what's in here. The ingredients are mackerel, water, and salt. That's it, folks. And you can kind of see some of the interesting nutrition facts on there. 0 carbs. That's always good for the folks that are trying to mind that either diabetic diet or whatnot. But you get your omega-3s in here. And this is what grabbed my attention, is just the sandwich itself. I was like, you know what, that actually looks good. I'd like to give that a try. Again, I was looking at the expiration date on this because I have tuna and salmon. And this is good to 11/4/2025. So why not? If this tastes good, folks, I will be stocking the crap out of this. Has anybody tried the chicken of the sea mackerel? Please let me know down below. All right. A lot of you folks know I'm a breakfast nerd, right? I love my breakfast foods. And I came across, okay, we'll look up there for a second. Corned beef hash is over there. And you can see I'm getting kind of low on my corned beef hash. I think I might have some hash somewhere else in the pantry. I can't see it just at the moment. But anyways, so I came across a couple other iterations. And, it's hard to believe. I've been shopping so long that I never knew that they had some of this stuff here. But look at that. Sausage hash. Breakfast sausage hash. That sounds delicious. So we grabbed 4 of those. And then, man, who doesn't love roast beef? Roast beef hash. That is awesome. And so there we go, folks. This I'm excited to try. Also, I noticed when we were trying to cook, we were planning on cooking, I don't know, here, let me cut over here, away from this here. If you look over there, we got a bunch of Seminole pumpkins that have been stewing away. We need to make a pie for you folks. We need to make a pie on the channel. Me and the wife were discussing it. We're going to make it for Thanksgiving. But guess what we didn't have? We didn't have no evaporated milk. I mean, we have, you know, powdered milk, the Nido, the Country Fresh. We had all kinds of different powdered milk but none of it, but we didn't have any evaporated milk, which is the recipe that I'm trying to follow. So I thought to myself, maybe this is another thing that we should add to the preps. How many of you folks, stock up on evaporated milk in your prepper pantry? So we grabbed 4 of those just to kind of check it out because we need to use it for a recipe. But I also I'm a person that when I try new things, I grab 4. That's just the way I roll. I'm a very OCD person, so I grab 4 if I don't grab a flat of something. All right, folks, moving on to coffee. I always grab a couple of these Café Bustelos on sale, man. It's just one of the coffees that we love. As you can see, we just keep it stocked up there, the readily accessible. And then we have a couple of cases in our long term up there as well. But this will go there. It's free. Basically, this is vacuum sealed like a brick. Good stuff. If you haven't tried this coffee, give it a whirl. All right, I'm saving this for last, okay? I'm kind of saving this for last because I'm excited about this. I only bought one a couple of weeks ago to try it out, and then I was floored. Anyways, I wanted to know how many of you folks out there do sardines, okay? And when I was looking at the Dollar Tree had sardines for $1.25. Well, at this grocer, they were $1. So I saved 25 cents. And I got a couple of different variations. There's some Mediterranean style. We have a lemon, and I don't know what that says style. And then we have in a mustard sauce. How many of you folks out there love sardines? I'm really curious if you guys, what you guys think of these. A lot of people will think sardines are gross, but they do pack a good punch in regards to protein, and they do last quite some time. These say September 1st, 2026. Little Miss Gray loves, the ramen noodle stuff, right? So I'm always getting packs and packs and stuff like that for her. Some people have made comments that this doesn't last very long. But honestly, for her, she runs through this stuff so fast that I got to keep it on hand. And I'd rather have, dozens and dozens of packs of these, so that if there's a situation where this is her comfort food, she has access to that. So always think about what your kids say or your other loved ones say, and get the foods that they feel that are comfort foods for them. This will kind of tie into the mac and cheese here. I store a lot of pasta, you know what I mean? I store my pasta in these 5-gallon buckets, you know what I mean? So this is my long-term storage when it comes to the buckets of food: rice, flour, sugar, salt, pastas, beans, and the list goes on. That's what's in those 5-gallon buckets. For some folks have asked questions in the past, as these are my long-term things. These are all vacuum sealed in Mylar and oxygen absorbers and basil leaves and all kinds of stuff in there to protect that food for the long, long, long haul. Definitely several hundred of pounds of food just in that wall over there, right there. But anyways, she said, Dad, I would like to have something that's really easy. If an emergency presents itself, can you get me, something that I could just throw, on a jet boil or, a campfire and kind of stir this in there and mix it all up. And I was like, yeah, I gotcha. I can figure out something. Folks, if you buy enough of these, they're so cheap. Currently, they were $1 a piece. That's where I came across. And for a meal, I figure out how many servings are actually in here. It should say, so roughly about 2 servings per container. So again, another one of her comfort foods: pasta, some mac and cheese. Get the carbs. I mean, she is 15, so she can use the carbs a lot more than I can. But hey, she wants that little bit of burst of energy in that comfort food. I'm going to get what she likes. Olives. I'm a fan of olives. And basically, trying to spin that around there for you. These are the manzanilla olives, if I get that pronounced right, with pimentos. Plus, I like to reuse jars for storage. And olives have a pretty good shelf life as well. I don't know if I can find this one on here. I'm kind of spinning it around as we talk. There we go. So July 5th, 2026. But I don't know. I'm an olive person. I know some people can't stand them. I love them. So I grabbed a couple of jars because, again, if I see something that I enjoy on sale, I'll grab a couple of those, That's just something that I like to do. All right, moving on to, so the reason I got more spuds, right? These instant mashed potatoes, And it's all Rudy's fault. And the reason why is because I'm preparing a bucket that I'm going to be vacuum sealing a bunch of these spuds, and I'm several pounds short. I don't like to cut myself short, so I had to buy 4 more boxes, and I forget how many pounds. I think these are a couple of pounds a piece, right? Yeah, 1 pound, 10, almost 2 pounds a piece. So here's like 2, 4, 6, 8 pounds, because the Alaska Prepper had said something about to the extent that basically these will last indefinitely if properly stored. Even their best buy date in general in the box is till 2025. So you got a good shelf life just in the box in general. If you like spuds, you can make shepherd's pies. You can use this to just have, general potatoes. There's a lot of different recipes, for, of course, for spuds in general. Unless you grow your own, you know what I mean? I grow sweet potatoes more so than I grow white potatoes because these are very starchy and have lots of, sugary carbs and whatnot in them, from my perspective. But in a pinch, in an emergency, this will come in handy. Let me go over to the grits. So here's a situation I ran into over the weekend, folks. Grits. I'm a Southerner. Some people, I don't know. If you're not from the South, some people don't like grits. Me, I love grits. And I ran into a situation over the weekend where I wanted some grits and eggs. And the wife says, "Hey, babe, you don't have grits." I was like, "What? Are you serious? How do we not have grits?" She said, "Well, you have grits in there, but you don't have grits readily accessible." I said, "Okay, I'm done. I'm going to find a spot somewhere on one of these shelves to have some grits to put on there." So I looked at the price of these, and I compared the price over Walmart and a couple other places. And the Winn-Dixie that I went to had these on sale for a decent price. And I said, you know what? I'm grabbing 3 packs of them. I'm not going to run into not having my grits ever again. I'm a sucker for grits, and grits actually have a great shelf life in general if properly stored. But of course, you can store grits just like you can do a lot of the other grains, mashed potatoes, rice, flours, and stuff like that. If properly stored, you can get decades out of this stuff like that. But I have, a specific type of grits in the buckets over there. Anyways, so yeah, we picked up 3 value packs of those grits. These are the instant grits because sometimes in an emergency, you don't want to wait around. You want grits now. Add a little hot water if you have like a little hot water kettle. If you have a jet boil, if you're boiling some water on the fire, if you have a propane stove, all you need is some hot water or just lukewarm water if you have to, and get your grits going. I don't know. If you like grits and eggs, please put that down in the comments. I want to know how many Southerners that I got down here. And if you're from the North and you like grits, I'm really curious if you do, because a lot of the Northerners that I run into, like, I'm not a big fan of grits. I grew up on what they call grunts and grits down in Key West, Florida. That's a story for another video. Maybe I'll do it on a live stream or whatnot. But yeah, grunts and grits, or basically fish and grits, or shrimp and grits. So if you notice a lot last time on the last Prepper Pantry haul, we focused in on a lot of veggies. I've been slacking on my veggies. As you can see, I'm trying to get more veggies stocked in the pantry because I really focus a lot on proteins, like the chickens and the keystones and the meats and stuff like that, the ground beefs, a lot of different proteins. I think over there we got some of the fishes and the salmon and stuff like that. We focus on a lot of proteins, the spams and all the fun stuff. Of course, like I said, the hash. But anyways, we need to start, getting our fruits. Okay, so in the wintertime, fruits in general start costing more because, most of the time you get a lot of fruits from areas that get snow. When I was in Michigan, there was a lot of apple farms and stuff like that. Georgia, you got peaches. And of course, Florida, we get oranges. So does, we also get lots of fruits and stuff from California, depending if they're running through a drought, which half the time they are. So I decided to pick up a couple of different options here. So as you can see here, I wanted to try these mandarin oranges, you know what I mean? They're in a small can. I looked at them. I was looking at the expiration date and how long they would sit for. Because anything that has like kind of any acidity to it, you got to be a little bit more careful for your long-term storage. But I was just checking that. The only thing that I wasn't a big fan of, but folks have told me, let me see here on the label, because I'm a label reader, folks. See where it says sugar? I was looking at the added sugar because this is in light syrup, I think. Yeah, light syrup. But someone says, Gray, you can take that light syrup and add it into different recipes to sweeten certain recipes up. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. So I've been saving syrup, and I'll bottle it up in the refrigerator and use it for some of the recipes when we do muffins or any other thing like that that may call for, some added sweetener that we can kind of reuse some of this stuff in. So I grabbed 4 of those, and I've never had them before, so I only grabbed 4. And then I decided to grab a couple of these here, and you'll see why I grabbed this and why I grabbed this. There's a reason for both. One, because when you buy fruits in a can, a lot of times it's more processed. And what I mean by that, okay, so this one's in fruit juice from concentrate. These are sliced yellow peaches. Let's look at our date on that. Let's flip that around there. 2026, come on, folks, September 1st, 2026. Hey, that's my wife's birthday. A couple of years from now. Her birthday's September 1st. Anyways, I had to show her that. 2026. So these will last quite some time on a shelf, right? They're non-acidic. And who doesn't like a little bit of fruit, having some sweetness, I mean, if you want the whole food groups, with the vegetables and your proteins and, and some fruit, having a well-balanced diet is a big thing, right? People say, Gray, are you going to live out of Kansas? And if it was the apocalypse, I guess I would be, because this is the lowest shelf stable you can get outside of freeze-dried, right? But anyways, so I grabbed some yellow peaches, and I think, is this the peaches as well? Where is it at? Oh, peaches, 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 peaches. Okay, maybe I grabbed all peaches with this one. I thought I grabbed some pears as well. So we grabbed 4 of those. Again, decent shelf life on those there. But I'll try a lot of these foods before I call it a wrap. But then I saw these. These were quite interesting. So I did grab a pear there and a peach as well. And the reason I grabbed these things here is because, one, it has a reusable jar. So that's another part that I like, is a reusable jar. And then I decided to kind of, do that label reading thing like that. I'm trying to see if I can get this to zoom up. It just says pears, sugar, water, and citric acid. Citric acid, of course, is a preservative that they add in here. And I was just perusing through it, and I was like, you know what, this is kind of cool. And someone's going to say, Gray, why don't you can your own peaches or pears or your fruit in general? And I was thinking to myself, well, yeah, that's a good idea if I had a pear tree or if I had a peach tree, right? I don't. So if they're already pre-canned, that's going to save me a ton of money. So if these things, which I think they're probably going to taste good. I mean, how could this not taste good? You know what I mean? Plus they're reusable jars. And I don't know. They were a couple of bucks a piece. And I figured I'd give them a try. You get a couple of, 32 ounces in there, so a little bit over 2 pounds, or 2 pounds exactly. And I wanted to try them out. So there we are with the peaches. All right, here we are, folks. Shelf-stable milk. A lot of folks were talking to me about this when I did the Dollar Tree haul, which got up a lot of attention. A lot of viewers checked out the Dollar Tree haul. It was a very, very popular video of mine, and a lot of people kept on mentioning this shelf-stable milk. So I finally found a Dollar Tree that had it. It took me a couple of tries, but I finally found one that carried it. And I bought one not too long ago, and we opened it up and drank it. And it had a wonderful, wonderful taste. And folks, $1.25, okay, for a quart of milk. Milk this day and age, depending on what milk you buy, it can be very pricey. But check this out, folks. This is awesome right here, folks. Let me see if I can get that zoomed in there. Look at the date on that. Where is it at? Best used by 9/15/2024. Okay, that's almost a year. The folks I've spoke to about this shelf-stable milk is that they've had it for a year to a year and a half to even 2 years and have yet to have any issues with it. So that being said, what do you guys think? Do you think this was a good deal for $1.25 a quart? We got, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 12 quarts for a total of $15 of shelf-stable milk. Let me know what you think down in the comments. How many of you folks out there have bought this shelf-stable milk from Dollar Tree? Love to hear your thoughts. And if anybody else out there has any other tips in regards to shelf-stable milk, maybe, like I said, the evaporated milk, these shelf-stable milk itself, in these cartons, or maybe you're more of a fan of the powdered milks like the Nido or the Augustin's Farm, or you just buy, just standard variations of powdered milk. We use a lot of that for baking and whatnot. That one up there, it gets used a lot, so that's why it's not sealed in anything specific. But all in all, thank you guys out there who recommended this milk to me. I truly appreciate this. It tastes great, and I'm glad that I actually now have a milk that's you just grab and go and open it up and pour it and start using it for either baking or cereal or drinking or whatever that you may be able to use it for, that you choose to use milk for. I'm trying to give you some information here. You know, it tells you to store at room temperature, refrigerator after opening, 14 days after opening, grade A, produced and packaged in the good old US of A. All right, folks, so that is the end of the month Prepper Pantry haul. We have a huge one coming up here in December. I wanted to try a little bit something different when it comes to the haul. I wanted to compare kind of like online prices on food versus, you know, your local grocer, the condition of the food and stuff like that. So I got a lot of different things coming in from a lot of different places, and we'll do this huge haul coming up in December, kind of like a Christmas haul per se. Anyways, some folks may ask, hey, Gray, what about the spam test? So the reason that's been put on the back burner, and it's coming in December as well, is because every time I buy spam, little Miss Gray, my daughter, for some reason, she eats all the spam. And I said, don't touch it. So now I have to take the spam and lock it up separately because I have this spam, that spam, and this spam all put away because we're going to do the price point. We're going to do the taste test, texture. We're going to look at spam in depth. A lot of folks have requested to want that video out there, and I have it on my calendar. But every time I say, hey, where's the other spam? She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I ate it. Anyways, folks, so what did we spend total on this, including the shelf-stable milk? Total came out to about a little over 150 bucks. Some things are a little bit more expensive. Now, the most expensive stuff was the fruit in the jar. I think that was about $7. It was on sale. It's usually a little bit more. I think it was like $2 off. And that's where we shop. We shop sales. But mostly things, everything here, I pretty much bought on sale. It was either, you know, a few bucks off to a few cents off to BOGOs to whatever I can save money on. That's my goal. So hopefully you found some value in this video. And like I said, if you're new here, please take the time to subscribe. Check out the other pantry hauls. We've had a lot of fun ones. And for you folks that are wondering about the pantry tour, well, here's the issue. And I'm going to try to make this quick. I'm very OCD. And I've asked the wife, I'm like, hey, I want to reorganize this entire pantry. She's like, what? I said, yes. I said, I want to break everything down from meats to fruits to vegetables. And then I even want to, you know, even go more detailed. I want to go, you know, ground beef, turkey, chicken, fish. You know, I want to kind of even that. And I want to make sure we have our labeling, and I want to just restructure it. Once I get that done, folks, we're going to do a grand pantry tour. So stay tuned. And hopefully, wish me luck, folks. The holidays are usually kind of very, very, very busy. Hopefully, I'll get it out before the end of the year. If not, maybe we'll do a January pantry tour 2024 kind of thing, and check out the pantry, because this pantry will be a year old. Well, no, it is a year old. It was a year old November 1st. So I've done all this in 1 year. If I can do it, some of you folks out there can do it as well. Get your preps, get your things situated, and bring that security to you and your family. Anyways, folks, I'm going to go ahead and leave you with that. Remember, folks, you are not alone. This is GreyMan. I'm out. I'll see you guys on the rebound. God bless you all out there. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Other than that, I'll catch you on the rebound.